What's up, y'all? Now, as y'all see in part 3 of the Not Like Us, once again, we had the issue. They took some clips off. Some of J. Cole lyrics was out where he was speaking on how he wouldn't have lost a battle. He would have lost a bro in Port Antonio, and how he said, don't lie on him. Drake will always be his end. He's not taking sides. So a couple of them clips was taken out, but a lot of y'all smart enough to know the lyrics. Thank you for everybody that watched. And now it's time to get on the final part of Not Like Us, and that's part 4, which is the final verse. But we're going to dissect the lyrics and see how these bars are aging so far. You know, I've been trying my best to not rush it and actually do a little research. Like I said, I'm not What's the Dirt. I'm not these guys who master bar breakdowns. But I have my opinion. I have takes as well. So if there's anything y'all feel like y'all want to add, please let me know. And without further interruption, let's get the show rolling.
Mistake that Drake made in that whole beef was when he said he rapping like he wanted to get the slaves free. That was the biggest mistake. If he wouldn't have said that, Not Like Us wouldn't even exist.
But the thing is, it's already been said that Kendrick had these records already ready. So I call cap that he literally wrote that track in that amount of time. I think he already had this ready, as he already, sent hints about it. Headshot of the year, you're going to walk around like Daft Punk, the last one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that. But, I mean, it's a nice way to play it, to buy people into it. It's a matter of who and what you believe at that point. The first enslaved African Americans arrived in 1526. Atlanta was a slave city. Martin Luther King made it the cradle of civil rights back during his time in the 1900s for higher power, higher education. So Atlanta will always be on the Mecca. In the 1700s, Atlanta's history of banning slavery and raising it was highly populated amongst others. And that is why they are so talked about in African-American history. Here, this is Kendrick Lamar tying that into Drake's Atlanta ties. And this is where it's about to get into. With what they got going on, a certain area, a certain thing, they're just not looking for change. Basically, he's putting this as Drake, even at one of his run around these black people, he's settled with making money off of them. He doubled down on it later in the verse. This is what Kendrick Lamar is saying as Drake. When have we heard or seen that before? I think I remember somebody, after taking a break from music, going to hop on an Atlanta artist beat to diss a couple artists. One being the one he's referring to. I don't know. Maybe I could be tripping.
You called Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what, little baby, help you get your lingo up.
You called Future when you didn't see the club. Now, y'all know 2 legendary albums with Future. Y'all know the 2 albums he had, What a Time to Be Alive, 1 and 2. Just some legendary. That's why people are so upset with what's going on with Drake and Future, because they want those 2 to drop more classics with each other. They've had some absolute bangers. Just historic moments, classic videos that's doing over 1 billion views. So people want to see those 2 together. And now he's saying you call Future when you couldn't see the club. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory of what he's saying there. He's saying you had to get on tracks with Future to get your songs played. Everybody know Future is played in the streets, Future is played in the club, but so is Drake. So I don't agree with that one, but that could possibly age pretty well for Kendrick because of the fallout between Drake and Future. So this was a pretty good line for him to lean on, seeing how Kendrick had the relationship with Future that Drake no longer has. So this is one that a lot of people is going to flock onto. Then he says, little baby helps you get your lingo up. Everybody knows Lil Baby, Drake had the songs, Yes Indeed, the Girl Got a Girlfriend, the song about For All the Dogs, and my favorite, a lot of people's favorite, where they feel like Lil Baby Arrived, was Wants and Needs. Lil Baby just went crazy on that track. But this is where he's getting at on that one. Now, this bar didn't age well because I'm going to let you hear what Lil Baby had to say.
What was your reaction when you heard Kendrick mention you in Not Like Us? He said Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up in reference to Drake. What do you think when you heard that?
I ain't really into like that side of hip hop, so I don't really, you know.
But you and Drake always had a good relationship. I mean,
Great
Drake helped you a lot.
Great relationship.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, it's just with any situation, like if you and him was arguing, what the hell you gonna say, man? You know?
Like, don't bring you in it.
Yeah, man, I don't wanna be having nothing to do with it. I be having, not saying whatever they got going on ain't real or nothing, but I be, like, I feel like, to me, like, rapping and shit be my work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want that type of shit at work. You know what I'm saying? That's what, like, even you saying, like, what's your relationship with Gunna? I ain't here, I ain't in it for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that.
Well, I brought that up just because of the music.
Right.
The music aspect of it. Because, you know, people, y'all made hits together. And some people want that again.
Right.
Baby basically said, look, I mess with Drake. Don't align me with that. I don't even like you mention me in it. So this line kind of backfired on Kendrick Lamar. And I know a lot of people is going to say, which I've heard, oh, just because he said it doesn't mean it's not true. Like, guys, we have to be fair and be objective once. If everybody's going to give Drake an L or say the line backfired for him saying, shouting out YG and more so YG. You could say Chris Brown, but Chris Brown played a neutral. YG, and then it backfired. YG dissed him, and then YG was at the pop out repping West Coast. If everybody's going to give Drake an L and say that line went, we can't just sugarcoat and act like this isn't an L for Kendrick. Because Baby said he overly messed with Drake, has no relationship with Kendrick Lamar, and he said he don't even want you to mention him in that. So, I mean, I know being objective is hard for some of y'all, but not me. So this bar didn't age well for Kendrick.
What 21 get you false street cred? Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Ay, what?
He said 21 gave you false street cred. Now, we all know Drake and 21 Savage have a relationship. 21 Savage, gang 4L, is very well known in the streets with their ties in Atlanta. So basically he's saying that Drake hanging around him made him think that he's protected and he's a part of that, but which he's not. Like I said, this is all a matter of what you believe and what you not. I know a lot of people are going to say is true, but this here is another L because Drake and 21 Savage, that's another guy who he rocks heavy with. They literally dropped a song called It's Up right after that. And allegedly, he took shots at Kendrick Lamar in it.
Made a couple songs, think he hot now. Hit his ass up, he think he pop now. Broad daylight, he got shot down.
And that song, and there's another song where they claim that he allegedly took shots at Kendrick Lamar. Now, his manager or whatever denied it, but I mean, you never know. The point is, he's riding with Drake, so we're going to keep it consistent. We're going to be fair. That bar is not aging well. Thug made you feel like you were slime in your head. Slime is an Atlanta phrase. We all know that. I know Bloods use it a lot too, though, but it's basically like for a family type. Young Thug is another guy who was on that track with 21 Savage and Drake. And Drake allegedly gave Savage $1 million once he got out of jail. Young Thug tweeted the boy back #1 when Drake's album went #1. So the connection between Drake and Young Thug is, Drake showed him loyalty, showed him love all while he was in jail. And Savage acknowledged that. 21 Savage, back to him, he didn't get involved in the beef. He said they're all his brothers, him, Metro, Future.
Coming on my live, talking about no beef. Metro, my brother, and Drake, my brother. Them niggas gonna figure that out eventually.
Thug actually said he wants him, Future, Metro, and Drake to all get together and make music. Future retweeted it. Basically liked it and retweeted. Basically, some people took it as he was down with it. So this is another bar that's, of course, not aging well. Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is the northeast side of Atlanta. 20 minutes away. It's considered the suburbs of Atlanta. So that's why he's saying be from north side. And he basically said it the same way they said it north. So y'all know they have hit records. Walk It Like I Talk It, Versace. Then that they say he could be from north side or, whatever it was Kendrick said. Now, 2 Chainz. This is a play. 2 Chainz, who's also from Atlanta. Y'all know you got the hit song with Drake called No Lie, which is why he's saying 2 Chainz said that you good, but he lied. basically, you're not good in Atlanta. You're not a part of this. But 2 Chainz actually spoke on this one. I'm gonna let y'all check.
Lied to Drake about being good. Kendrick said 2 Chainz said you good, but he lied. Why you do that?
I just think it was kind of like some wordplay because Drake and I got a song called No Lie. And so when he said he lied, I just felt like, I don't know. But I didn't take it as no kind of way. I don't think he was taking a shot at me. I just think it was a moment where it was about Atlanta artists. I do have a couple plaques with Drake, probably 3 or 4 plaques with Drake. So I think a lot of the people in that verse got a song with him. So that was just Kendrick Well just dialing in.
As y'all see, 2 Chainz didn't say anything. Like Baby said, Baby let it known straight up, oh, hell no, don't do that. But he didn't say too much. 2 Chainz just basically explained the bar, that was all. So while this didn't necessarily backfire on Kendrick Lamar, it didn't really go against him either. But shout out to 2 Chainz being the OG and speaking on it. This is Kendrick once again piggybacking off what he said earlier. Drake isn't, he runs to Atlanta when he needs to get his money up. That's his go-to because Atlanta's a hot wave. So he goes off of there and basically leeches off of them to keep his career afloat. And him saying that he's not a colleague, he's a colonizer. As you see, colleague is basically an equal, basically a I help you to help me type of person. Kendrick is saying, no, you're a colonizer. You leech off of these people. You get paid off of these people. I mean, you can do nothing for them. They can only do something for you. That's basically what he's trying to say. I don't know if his plan was to turn Atlanta against him to get on his good side. I told you that part backfired. But these were some strong takes. Overall, with some good disses. For him to say that, and like I said, it's a matter of who and what you believe. But nonetheless, it was some good lyricism in this. Some bars that didn't quite go well, but good lyricism, very good lyricism, good wordplay.
The family matter and the truth for the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
This was a nice flip. I will give him that. This is a very good flip. He's basically saying Drake had the track Family Matters. He's telling him yes. Where Drake talked about his whole family tree of what's going on with his fiance, him moving to New York, the day, which we know the Dave Free thing was cap. But the other stuff about their relationship and this and that, him allegedly putting his hands on her, whatever comes with that. Him basically saying yes, and in the video he doubled down on yes, the family does matter. And the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. That was some insane lyricism as he put family matters and God's plan, which is talking about God. Because, you know, God's had a plan, but he's God's plan, which is 2 of Drake's biggest track. Well, God's plan for sure. Put those 2 together and then saying it was God's plan, the truth of the matter, which truth, the opposite of truth is a lie. Truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. That was some nice wordplay. Now, that's something that definitely he went and threw in there. Because, I mean, a lot of this stuff was already, we knew about these tracks. I mean, Drake pretty much sampled Family Matters after he did Push-Ups. And that's why I'm convinced that Kendrick was right, that there was a mole in the OVO camp. And it probably was UMG, like I said earlier. So he knew about the Family Matters tracks. So he can go in and put those lyrics. That I have a very good time believing. I don't believe what Daylight said. But that, for sure. So that's some nice wordplay by Kendrick. He's a F-A-N. He's a freaky A-N. This is more so of him saying that he's a pedo. Run for your life. Get away from him. This was Kendrick being funny, doing more, as they say, doubling down, stomping on his grave. And y'all know Drake's stuff is OVO. Allegedly, this was stolen from Twitter. Well, there was a Twitter user who said this a while back, saying OVO. It's just a funny play on. To me, I'm not going to lie. I always say this phrase was corny and predictable, but that's just me personally. I feel like I better not see no grown man out here saying it. I just better not. But Kendrick did a good job. He had the ladies or the kids saying it to make it extra catchy, to the point he made it catchy to the point where you have to say it or you have to dance along to it. So he did a good job with that one. But overall, it was very predictable. It was predictable. Like, I could have sat around and looked at that and just said, oh, OVO. Now, I think like back in the day, some years prior, it probably would have been funny. And that's why it is good, in fact, because I say years ago, I probably would have looked at it, a lot of us would have looked at it as funny, because the people who are doing it the most are the kids, because it's something that kids will say, unintentionally. If my kids hear that song, that's a part that will stick out to them, because my kids are small. So that more so goes in the case and point with that one. All in all, this song did what it was supposed to do, broke plenty of records, been on a number of stages. So you can never take that away from the song. But overall, if we're talking about the disses, how they're aging, they're not aging well. And I think with the hype dying down of Not Like Us, over time, I've been felt like Drake was okay. I mean, now he's more than okay. He's dropping stuff, Nokia video, this, that, and the third. So now they're looking back, well, Kendrick, what you going to say? Because this stuff is never dying down. But I think overall, people tend to forget about this. I mean, Not Like Us did what it did for the summer of 2024 and that year. But 2025 summer, which is coming up, nobody's going to be thinking about that song. Everybody's going to be on the Nokia, other songs. Lil Durk dropped some bangers for us. Wiz Khalifa has an album. All these people got music coming out. Weeknd dropped Tory Lanez. So people are going to be on to different songs. But all in all, the song did what it was supposed to do. But we talking about how the disses are aging. There's some bad aging disses in there, whether people want to acknowledge or not. It's the truth. It doesn't take away from the song, its accomplishment, what's going to keep on accomplishing from now till 5-10 years down the line. But we're talking about how the bars and how the disses aging. There are some songs, some disses that I can listen to that I liked back then that doesn't hit the same. And, not to say this one doesn't, because it has a really good sound. It's a really good sound. It's good to dance to, listen to. The beat is crazy. But, I mean, like I said, we're just going by how the disses are aging. But that's my take. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. We got other projects coming up soon. I'm about to start working on those now. And, yeah, we out. Thanks for watching.